Welcome to my YouTube channel. I just want to welcome all of you if you're new to my channel or if you've been here before. I just want to take a minute to thank you and let you know that I appreciate your support, and I hope that this video will reach the people that it needs to reach. I haven't posted in a while, and the reason I haven't posted is because I've been in a very dark place. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know that I struggle with depression, and um, also went through a pretty traumatic experience a couple years ago, that I've been trying to work through, and unhealed trauma from my past that I've also been trying to work through to heal myself. I guess you could say I've been on a healing journey. That seems to be the catchphrase nowadays. But for a couple of years, I've been working on myself and dealing with issues from my past that go back pretty far. I don't know if you've seen any of my other videos, so I'll just kind of recap a little bit my story. And my story kind of starts with my parents' divorce. I was around 5 or 6, I believe, when that happened. And, divorce is tough on kids, even though I was young. It impacts us as we get older. I believe it affects our ability to discern friendships and relationships, and a lot of times we make poor choices, or we ignore red flags, we ignore things, we don't have good boundaries, usually because we don't have self-esteem. I never had a father growing up. When my parents divorced, my mom gave up custody of me, so I was raised in different foster homes and group homes, and had a pretty unstable upbringing. Went to 13 different schools growing up, was always the new kid, never fit in, always the misfit. So that's kind of the background. And then add to that, I was married once for about 18 months, which is embarrassing to say. But he was abusive, verbally and physically. And I left after 18 months and filed for divorce. So that's kind of just some background. And add to that, I've made poor choices with men. I have some regrets for some of the life choices I've made. I chose not to have children, mainly because I wasn't married and I couldn't find the right type of man that I was looking for. With me growing up without a dad, and I also had a very abusive stepfather. So I never had a positive male role model in my life. And I grew up with, no self-confidence, no self-esteem, didn't understand what to look for in men. I didn't know. I thought that, not that I slept around a lot or anything, that's not the case at all, but in my mind, I thought that sex equaled love, you know, um, that if you give in to a man, that means he must love me, he wants me sexually, or he desires me sexually, so that must mean he loves me, and he'll marry me, and we'll have kids, and I'll have this great life. And I didn't know any better. And I have to give credit to someone on YouTube. If you have never heard of this person, I highly encourage you to check out his videos. And I'll give you his, in the comments, I'll give you his information, but his name is R.C. Blakes. And I am so grateful to him for making the videos that he has. And he has a book called The Father-Daughter Talk. And if you know anyone who has a daughter, I highly encourage you to buy his book. It's all the things that a father was supposed to tell their daughter, so she didn't grow up like me, so she didn't make the mistakes I've made, so that she didn't get to middle age and not have a husband, not have children. I have no brothers or sisters, so it's pretty much me. And I have 3 dogs that I love to death. They're like my furry kids. But I highly encourage you to buy the book if you haven't, The Father-Daughter Talk. And his name is R.C. Blakes, and he, Jr. His father was R.C. Blakes, Sr. He was a pastor, and R.C. is also a pastor. But like I said, if you haven't checked out his videos, I highly, highly encourage you to check him out. He has helped me so much. Just so much. Unfortunately, I learned it too late. At this stage of life, I pretty much have just given up on, love and relationships. I feel like that part of my life is over. RC would probably tell me different, I'm sure. But anyway, the purpose for this video is I want to talk about, I said I've been in a very dark place, and I want to kind of delve into that and talk about a topic that, a lot of people don't like to talk about. And I know it hurts when you're on social media. They frown, the platforms, especially TikTok, they frown on the subject of suicide. And I'm not in this for likes. I'm not in this for subscribers. If you feel like you want to like my video, that's fine. If you, want to subscribe, if you like my content, but I'm not in it for that. I'm in it to try to help people. I'm in it to try to prevent people from ending up like I have. The worst thing you can do is have regrets in life. And my advice to younger women is do everything in your power to avoid regrets. We all make mistakes. We all have made choices that we regret, and we don't get a do-over in life. All we can do is learn from it and move on. But yes, I've been in a very dark place. Have had suicidal thoughts. A little worse than that. I don't want to get into all the gory details, but I felt well enough. I felt, after listening to people on YouTube, and I finally decided it was time to just come on here, even though I'm not healed, even though I'm struggling, to let people know that you're not alone. Don't be ashamed. Don't be embarrassed if you're in a dark place. And most importantly, don't isolate. Find someone to talk to. Someone, anyone that you feel, well, not anyone that you can trust, I should say. Whether it's your spouse or a friend, a pastor, whoever. And if you need professional help, get professional help. If you need medication, even if it's just temporarily. Suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. And I know what it feels like to be in a dark place. Like I said, I'm there now. And all we can do is support each other, take one day at a time. Practice gratitude, absolutely practice gratitude, because things could always be worse. I know we don't see it when we're in the dark place. We don't see it. But things can always be worse than they are. And there's always people that have it worse than we do. And that's why I talk a lot about volunteering. And volunteering is one of the best ways to take the focus off of yourself and help other people. You know, there's people that need us. You know, we are wired for a connection, and there's always someone that has it worse than we do. And there's such a need for volunteers for, you know, all different areas, whatever interests you. I highly encourage, and if you have children, I highly encourage you to include your children too. It's a good experience for them, you know. But depression is a horrible thing. You know, mental illness is a horrible thing. Regardless of which diagnosis you have, it doesn't matter, you know. It all takes us to a dark place that only we understand. And, you know, but we can come out of it. For each of us, it's going to be different. You know, for some, it's going to be medication. For some, counseling might be a combination of different things. For me, it's definitely working out. You know, it's a big part of my life is working out, volunteering, my dogs. I'd be lost without my dogs. You know, I do have one really good friend. I don't have a lot of friends, but I do have, you know, one good friend that has been there for me. And I have church, you know, so find things that make you happy. Start a new hobby, you know, get involved in your community. If you believe in God, you know, go to church, get involved with your church, join a, you know, a group, some kind of Bible study group, or, you know, just don't isolate. Don't stay by yourself. I know that's the go-to when we're depressed, is we don't want to be around anyone. And it's just not healthy to do that for a long period of time. And just take, like I said, one day at a time. And you'll come through the other side. You know, there is light at the end of the tunnel. So I just wanted to make this video to let you know that you're not alone. And please feel free to reach out to me. I would love to hear from you if you feel comfortable with that. And just know that I know what it feels like. So you're not alone. And if you believe in God, even if you don't believe in God, you also have God. So you're never ever truly alone, even though it feels like it. So thank you for watching my video. I hope this reached the people it needed to reach, even if it was only one person. If it was the right person, then it was worth me coming on here and being vulnerable like this to help someone. And again, welcome to my channel if you're new, and if you're not new, thank you for coming back. And take care of yourself and each other, and God bless.